It's a beautiful day here in Danielsville, Georgia. Sky is clear, sun is out and beaming down. It is very hot today. Welcome to Tittle's Travels. My name is Michael, and this is the very first installment of Tittle's Travels. Alright, so for our first location, just had a moment there with that vehicle. That lady was worried about me. This is apparently her property. But I let her know I'm no harm. I'm just here to document. So, our first location is this road. What is so special about this road? Well, if you've ever heard of the famous band, Home and Autry Band, you'll notice my zoom is horrible. Let me get a little closer. This road is named Home and Autry Road. Kind of read it there. It's kind of blurry. I'm sorry about that. But this is Home and Autry Road. This is the road that the band grew up on. They lived here, and this is where they got their start. At a home right down there. I'll be honest with you, I'm not exactly 100% sure where they lived, where they grew up, where the band got together, practiced, all that stuff. But I do know that this is the road where they once lived off of. This is how they got the name of their band. They didn't know, they couldn't come up with a name, so they said, hey, let's just name the band after the road we live on. And there you have it, Home and Autry Road. If you've never heard of the band, they're a great band. Of course, they're not the greatest. They're not the most popular out there. They're no Rolling Stones or anything like that. But they're still a very good band and widely known. So yeah, very interesting here. Danielsville, Georgia. Home and Autry Road. To give you guys a better view here as I'm departing, there's the road sign. We can clearly read it now. Home and Autry Road. Again, this is where the band Home and Autry got their start, right here. Alright, starting off our next location. First, looking at this old building here. This used to be an old general store. Right now it's just closed. There's a whole bunch of stuff on the inside. Just a bunch of junk, looks like. Not really much and nothing. But the main focus of this portion of the video is this. What is this? This is the historic Madison County Courthouse in Madison County, Georgia. Danielsville, Georgia, to be more specific. This courthouse is no longer running. They no longer hold court sessions or anything like that in here. It's mainly now kind of like a museum. You can go in the bottom level there, and there's like they have a bunch of information and whatnot about the courthouse. Right now, it appears to be closed. It's late in the afternoon, so I'm not surprised. But there is a lot of history behind this courthouse. The second floor there is one big courtroom. It's like a grand jury room. A lot of trucks and vehicles going by. It's like a grand jury room. That's where they held all of their superior courts. Yeah, and there's a lot of historical cases that have taken place in this courthouse. Oh yeah, we're gonna step forward, go across the street here, and take a closer look. Alright, as I get ready to walk across here to the courthouse, I wanted to show you this, a little bit of a hint towards what we're building up to for the end of the video. This is North General Daniel Avenue. Now, General Daniel is who this city was named after. He was a major general in the War of 1812. But we'll get more on that later. Right now, the first thing we're going to show you is this big thing. Well, holy moly, what is this? What is this? There's no information on it. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there is. There's a little plaque here on the inside. Check it out. 4 to 7 inch pedestal mounting. Oh, it's instructions. Depress the gun muzzle, fill through the hole in the right side of the cradle until the oil overflows. The airfoil air hole on the same side. Replace the air plug and fill until oil overflows. Then replace the filling plug, excuse me. About 14 pints of buffer oil are required. Wow. This thing is a beast. Oh, here we go. Check this out. This is a 40 caliber gun. Armstrong. It's number 1084. Wow, very interesting. So there is no placard or anything, as far as I know. I've been here before, and I've never found anything about it other than what's on it. You can see here. I'm not even sure. STRWG Armstrong and Co. Okay. Some numbers. I guess that's the serial number there. I'm not 100% sure. On this side, oh, 1897. Well, we know how old it is. Wow. This thing is well over 120 years old. That's amazing. But again, I am not sure when or if this was even used in a war. There's no information placard anywhere around here about it. But this is still a really interesting find. Looks like they would pull this lever back here and it would open up this, or you put the round, close it back, and here's how they would turn it to angle it, whichever angle they wanted to shoot it at. And I'm not really sure how they would fire it, but I can tell with this right here, this weird looking thing. This is where the person who was controlling these wheels. This is where they would lean, I guess, lean on it. I'm not really sure though. This thing's been here for years, and like I said, there's no information about it here, so who really knows? But still a very interesting find. If you ever find yourself in Danielsville, Georgia, please stop and check this thing out. This thing is awesome. Freaking awesome. Alright, next. We've got a little placard here about the history of this county. Madison County, Georgia. This county, created by act of the legislature, December 5th, 1811, is named for James Madison, Virginia Democrat, 4th President of the United States, 1809 to 1817. The site for Danielsville was given by General Allen Daniel. Remember General Allen Daniel Avenue? General Allen Daniel of Revolutionary fame, War of 1812. In this town was born Dr. Crawford W. Long. That's another man that we'll do a video on later on down the road. But yes, Dr. Crawford W. Long, who first used ether in a surgical operation in 1842. Among the first county officers were Sheriff Nathan Williford, Clerk of Superior Court James Long, Clerk of Inferior Court Samuel Williford, Tax Receiver Britton Sanders Jr., Tax Collector James Ware Jr., Coroner William Hodge, and Surveyor Edward Ware Jr. Amazing. Now with this sign here, as you can see, it says Georgia Historical Commission. This is a historical location now in the state of Georgia. If you're ever in the state of Georgia and you see a sign like this, you're at a historical location, basically. All right. So now, the courthouse. Big and beautiful. We're going to have a little walk around. Unfortunately, I don't think we can go inside today. But maybe I'll catch them open one day and I'll do a video for you guys so you can see what the inside looks like. Here, right down the way from that sign and the cannon, here on the ground here, we've got these bricks. And as you see, these bricks each have the name of a person who was a member of the military, who was also a resident of this county. You can see this hasn't been tended to in a while. Got little anthills building up, and it's very dirty. Some of these are hard to read. So yeah, obviously they don't really attend to this a lot, which is kind of sad, to be honest, because this is like a memorial. But I mean, it is what it is. You've got placards for World War II, World War I, Mexican border period, Spanish-American War, War between the states, Mexican War, Indian War, War of 1812, and the American Revolution. Now, I just went backwards, but oh well. This is basically, like I said, a little memorial for those that we've lost in the wars of past. And a lot of these names, like I said, are folks that were residents once in this county. Dominican Republic, Korean War, Berlin Crisis, Vietnam War, Grenada Conflict, Panama Liberations, Persian Gulf War, multi-wars, and families. It's a dedication to all those lost in all these conflicts and all these wars. And even though it doesn't seem like they keep it up, it's still a really beautiful thing. It really is, to see this. Alright. Oh, I never noticed this. Right here on the side of the courthouse, you can see. Erected. 1901. This courthouse was erected in 1901. Think about that. That's 21 years ago. Is that right? Yeah, 20. I cannot do math, you guys. 120 years ago, we'll round it out. Alright. Now, whenever the courthouse is open, you know by these double doors here, they'll be open for people to come on in and check it out. But as you see, they're closed currently. Now this is a monument in dedication to Crawford W. Long, the discoverer of anesthesia and first to use in surgery, March 30th, 1842. He was born in Danielsville, Georgia, right here, November 1st, 1815, and sadly he passed away June 16th, 1878. And this monument was erected by the Women's Club of Danielsville, March 30th, 1926. Very, very interesting. And you can see this has been here a very long time. These bolts are just about rusted. But very, very, very interesting. Alright. We're going to walk around now to the other side here. Some more old historical buildings. What used to be homes, what are now businesses. Oh, check that out. Well, it's hard to tell. That's like a little weird looking bus. White short bus. Not exactly sure what that's from, but here is what I would say is the biggest monument here at the courthouse. We have a statue of the man himself, Crawford W. Long, medical doctor, discoverer of the use of sulfuric ether as an anesthetic in surgery, March 30th, 1842, at Jefferson in Jackson County, Georgia. And check this out. My profession is to me a ministry from God. That's a quote from him himself. Very interesting. Alright. And we're going to circle back around here. Another historical commission sign for Crawford W. Long. His birth site. You see the arrow, one block. It's one block that way. Now, I'm not 100% sure where exactly that location is, but I will try to find it. He's currently buried in Athens, which is about 20 minutes away. Maybe we'll go check that out someday. Who knows? Alright. And that brings us back to the cannon. And we'll see you at the next spot. I just noticed as I was departing the courthouse, right in front of where those memorial things for the veterans were, the bricks and stuff, there's a sign here, Veterans Memorial Garden. Somehow I did not even notice that. But that's what it's called, Veterans Memorial Garden. Pretty cool. Alright, and here we are located at 10049 Highway 281, just north of Danielsville, Georgia. So why am I here? Well, located at this address is this. Now, I know it doesn't look like much. It's not really kept up, unfortunately, but this is Major General Allen Daniel Cemetery, War of 1812. Now, if you remember from earlier in the video, I mentioned General Allen Daniel Avenue. This is the man that they named Danielsville after. And this is the cemetery where he rests. Let's check it out. So, I mean, it doesn't really look like your typical cemetery. There's not really any headstones anywhere. But a little bit of info about this place. This property that I'm currently on was once upon a time owned by General Allen Daniel. Of course, during the time that he lived was a time where, you know, people had slaves. So there are also a lot of his slaves that are buried here. So I've got to watch where I step because they are unmarked graves. They are only marked by rocks. So let's walk through here, see if we can see anything. This stuff has really grown over since the last time I was here. I thought that they would keep it up. It being so significant, it is very significant to this area. Tell you a little bit about Major General Allen Daniel. He was a Major General in the War of 1812 during the Revolutionary period. And he was also a Speaker of the Georgia House of Representatives. He was in office in 1822. And also from 1802 to 1805, he was a member of the House of Representatives from Elbert County, which is a neighboring county. But in total, he was in office from 1802 to about 1823, 25, around that area. He was born in Virginia in 1772, and he died here in Georgia in 1836. He was married to a Mary Polly Jones. They married in 1792, and together they had 11 children. Now, I don't think all of the children are buried here with them, but I do believe that some are. But we will venture forward to see what we can find. Looking around, I'm not really seeing any of the rocks that were marking the graves. I don't know if they were removed or if I'm just not looking correctly in the right place. But I remember once upon a time, you could come out here when this stuff was cleared out, and you'd see rocks everywhere where there were graves. Give you a little sneak peek here. If you look ahead there, that is where we are headed. How are we going to get there? Guess it's as good as mine. Maybe we can go around there into that field and go in from the side there. We'll do that. Because that is our main purpose, is to see the burial site of General Allen Daniel. So, let's see if we can get around there. It's really grown up, man. Looks like it's open down here, so we may be able to, yeah, we may be alright. There's a lot of, I see a lot of shrubbery, weeds and such. But, let's see. See, if I remember correctly, more toward the road there, toward the highway, was where all the slaves were buried up until about here. Now, I've just noticed, you see here, there is a rock This is an unmarked grave of one of General Allen Daniels' slaves. And again, there's also one right there. And as you see here, we have a marked grave, an actual headstone. Let's see here. It's very, very hard to read. I'm not 100% sure. I see Thomas NC Legion. He may have been a part of the American Legion or something. I'm not 100% sure. There's no dates here on this headstone either, so I cannot tell you when this gentleman was buried. But very interesting. Very, very interesting. Look at my shadow out of the shot there. Well, I can't really get it out of the shot. But, there you go. Right here next to we have a smaller headstone. Looks like it once upon a time. It may have had something in here that, described who it was and all that. But it's just blank now, so not really sure who is buried here. But considering it is a small headstone, I would say this may be a child. I really don't know. Alright. You see against this tree here, there's another rock marking the grave of another slave. Looking around here, I don't think I see any more rocks. But I recall there being a lot more than just 2 or 3. I mean, like I said, though, a lot of them were over here where all the shrubbery is, and unfortunately, I'm just not going to be able to get into that. Not without taking the risk of injuring myself, and I really don't want to do that. So, we will continue forward. A lot of crabgrass here, a lot of crabgrass. It's weird. Alright. So, we have these 2 smaller headstones here. You can see it says Porterfield. So let's take a look here. Martha E. Porterfield. Born May 13th, 1839. Died August 16th, 1906. She has gone to her home in heaven, and all of her afflictions are gone. I think that's what that says. Don't quote me. Next to Mrs. Porterfield, we have her husband. This is Ephraim P. Porterfield. Born May 11th, 1839. And he died April 2nd, 1914. So, Martha here passed away first. They were about the same age. She was born, she was born May 13th, 1839. That's what that says. And he was born May 11th, 1839. He was just 2 days older than his wife. That is amazing. But they died about a little over 10 years apart. A little under 10 years apart, excuse me. Martha in 1906, Ephraim in 1914. Now, the significance of these folks, your guess is as good as mine. I assume that they had some sort of association with General Allen Daniel and his wife. I could be mistaken, but I mean, the cemetery was mainly meant for General Allen Daniel and his family and their slaves. So the fact that there are 2 differently named people here, I can only assume that these were close friends, or somewhere along that line. I'm not 100% sure. But still, very, very interesting. And I love these headstones. These headstones, they're like little, like, when you go to a church and you got your Bible here. And the priest or the preacher, or whatever you call them, who would stand here, and preach a sermon to the people. But I'm just preaching to crabgrass, I guess. Alright, moving along. So we have a few other smaller unmarked headstones here. Well, actually, that has a name on it. It's got some initials. M.E.P. M.E.P. I'm not really sure. Could be a child. But who knows. Over here, another smaller headstone with some initials on it as well. Looks like EPP. So I wonder if these two are related, maybe. Is there anything on the back side? No, it's just blank. Yeah, they're just blank. So I'm not really sure who these two are. These could be the children. Two of the children of General Allen Daniel. I really don't know. You can see there's another rock marking an unmarked grave of a slave. There. And another rock here. Okay, so we've got a few more rocks over here. And here we have another Porterfield. Let's see if we can read this. Wow, that is... if you guys can read that, let me know. Comment what you think it says. I cannot read this whatsoever. See if there's got anything else on the other side. It's a very beautiful headstone, though. Okay, here we go. We got some information. This is... looks like Thomas E. Porterfield. Born January 11th, 1843. Died October 6th, 1903. Thomas E. Porterfield. I'm not sure that, obviously this person is probably related to those Porterfields over there, but considering he was born in 1843, I don't think that he is the child of these two folks. This possibly could be a brother, maybe. Cousin. I really don't know. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful headstone. And now, what you've all been waiting for. General Allen Daniels. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I just noticed. That is another headstone. Though I'm not about to try to get through all these this brush and these briars trying to see what it says, but from here I can kind of see, and it looks like it's just initials. TEP, maybe in relation to these two over here. But very interesting. And I just also noticed over here is another rock, once again marking a grave of a slave. Moving forward, making our way toward General Allen Daniel, we spotted another rock, once again marking a grave of a slave. Appears to be one there as well. It seems like they buried a lot of their slaves close to them. Not really sure. Alright. Now, here we have... I can get a good view here. On the right here, we have General Allen Daniel. Very hard to read. Of course, I've already explained when he died, when he was born, so this, I'm not too worried about reading this, but yes, this is General Allen Daniel. No, he's not inside this pillar. Right next to General Daniel is his wife, Mary Daniel. And if you'll notice, go around to the back side here, it almost looks like the pillars are sitting on two coffins. That's because they are. General Allen Daniel and his wife, they're not right inside this, but directly down below is where they are. Right under this monument, this gravestone. This is the final resting place of Major General Allen Daniel, War of 1812. The man which and whom they named the city of Danielsville, Georgia after. This is him and his wife. And you know, I really hate that this place is not kept up. Sure, this isn't a former president or a actor or celebrity, but this is a historical figure. This man is history. It's pretty significant if you ask me. But I guess the county doesn't agree, because this is how it sits. Sad, honestly. What are you gonna do? Alright. Well, that's gonna do it for me, folks. Thank you for coming along here on my very first installment of Tittle's Travels. I am Michael. I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, sorry, I lied. One last thing before I end this video. As I was departing, I noticed something. Something that wasn't here the last time I was here. Right here in front of General Daniels' grave, on the ground there, is this. War of 1812, U.S. veteran. That is a very nice touch. Like I said, this was not here the last time I was here. It's been probably 5 or 6 years. But I'm glad this is here now, because this is a very, very nice touch. Well, got a plane above somewhere. Beautiful day. Anyways, that's going to do it, guys, for real this time. If you like this kind of content and would like to see more, please like and subscribe, comment, you know. Maybe if you're local, if you're around this area and you know of a spot that should be documented that hasn't been, comment, shoot me a message, let me know. I'll come check it out. But yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. We'll see you in the next one.